Many things have happened in the past few weeks. I killed a horde of zombies. I pleasured myself to Kim Kardashian. I lost one of the biggest sword fights in my life in Wii Sports Resort. And I had to reveal one of my biggest secrets as a gamer. I think Earthbound is better than Modern Warfare 3. Oh, and also I reviewed Price is Right 2010. Geek. And if you remember my earlier episodes, you'll remember that I reviewed Price is Right 2010 on the Wii. Now if you remember, I criticized the game mostly for being not all that authentic to the actual game show. But the sequel, Price is Right Decades, claims to not only be more authentic, but also include games that were retired many years ago. But is Price is Right Decades a better game, not just in authenticity, but overall gameplay and control and graphics? Let's give it a shot. While I didn't bring this up on my Price is Right 2010 review, the controls worked okay for the most part. While it wasn't pointing and clicking, it knew exactly how much energy you put in your waggle. Sadly, Decades sucks and sucks bad in comparison. Whether it was in Hole-in-One, the Big Wheel, or even in a retired pricing game Super Ball, the game just didn't read your movements correctly. While the motion controls weren't the biggest thing in Price is Right 2010, the creators got it done right. Here, it just comes off as lazy. I give it 5.5 points. But when it comes to a game like Decades, authenticity is something that must be brought up. Not only does the game allow you to play through 4 different decades, but it even has the own sets used in the actual show for that time period. And even having some retired pricing games like Hurdles, Super Ball, and for the diehard Price fan, Professor Price. While it's not perfect, the game does a good job of keeping that authentic feel for each decade that's included. I give it 6.5 points. However, gameplay is dumbed down slightly for Price 2010. Like I said in my previous review, 2010 not only had single player but party mode where up to 4 people can play. While they do the same thing in Decades, it's executed poorly by having everyone play at the same time, making it easier to guess off your other opponents. Unfortunately, the game's also missing Classic mode and Free Strikes mode, which added a lot of fun factor to the title. In the last installment of Price is Right for Wii, the creators knew how to make it fun while adding some good gameplay to it. Here, it doesn't even bother trying. I give it 5.5 points. And that gives Price is Right Decades a total score of 16.5 points. While the authenticity is good for the most part, almost everything else is dumbed down, which creates an overall worse sequel than 2010. I just get 2010 over Decades. It's a much better purchase. I'm a Black Teenage Geek, signing out.